Final note. Believe it or not, all of this mumbo jumbo can help you beyond sorority recruitment. As you're attempting to go places in life, apply these same principles and see what happens. Now, it may not work for dating people, or it may. I'm not sure. Maybe it's worth trying. I'll leave that up to you, but I do know that you can use these same principles to enhance your chances of getting the results you want out of any kind of interview. You might find that maintaining a classy online image on a permanent basis is easier than editing out comments and images every time you think someone important might be peeking. The Sure Sister Petal system can be helpful for you as you meet new circumstances throughout life. I promise you'll field more than a few interviews both during and after college. Perhaps your interview will be with a prospective employer, a reality show panel of judges, an adoption counselor, a religious figure about to marry you to your fiancé, a nonprofit volunteer coordinator, a scholarship panel, a graduate school admissions counselor, an insurance attorney after you've been involved in an accident. You name it, the list is endless. Knowing how to position yourself, communicate well, and make a good impression will benefit you over and over for the rest of your life. Lastly, if you feel a sensation in your body you recognize as fear, stop. Don't make any decisions. Decisions based in fear are never good decisions. If you're going through sorority recruitment because you are fearful of not belonging to a sorority, then you're not making a wise choice. If you're leaning towards not participating in sorority recruitment because you're fearful of the possibility of not getting into a chapter or not getting into the right chapter, you're not making a wise choice. Use the wisdom of people who notice patterns and trends in life. Here are two fantastic pearls of wisdom we see repeating in our culture for you. 1. Decisions based in fear are not good decisions. 2. Action cures fear. So cure your fear by stepping into that which you fear. If you fear recruitment for any reason, then go into it knowing it won't kill you. In fact, you might even come out alive physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So what if you've gone through this whole program, applied all of the principles you've learned here, and you still don't find yourself in the right sorority? It can't be said enough. There are no guarantees, and you could end up in this very undesirable position. If this is the case, consider waiting to go through recruitment again in a more informal manner this time. You can let your panel and a council know you're still interested. You might need to take a break and recalibrate your idea of sorority, or better, the right sorority for you. Further, you might decide that sororities are not how you roll, ever, and that's okay. You will still benefit, probably for the rest of your life, from going through the process of determining your position, supporting it in a variety of ways, learning conversational basics and etiquette, and making some friends. You may have already completed the sorority recruitment process and found yourself at home in your chapter. Yes, sorority member, this section is for you. Are you interested in advancing your organization and Panhellenic as a whole in terms of developing a more humanitarian recruitment process? Give your prospective members a head start by answering those most basic questions on your websites. You already know they're checking you out before and during recruitment, so use that to your benefit. Give them an opportunity to develop that initial impression they so desperately want, outside of that tent talk and gossip that so often taints their initial views of their fit with your chapter, your sisters, and you. In fact, consider adding a section called How We're Different from Other Chapters that details in a positive way what positive things members of other sororities say about your chapter, your sisterhood, your scholarship program, your philanthropies, your social programming, your leadership development opportunities, your extracurricular activities, your national or international organization, and your relationship with nearby chapters. Next, because people are reading this book and gearing up for recruitment in ways they never have before, be prepared for the next generation of conversation. It'll be easier to talk with women who walk in your doors with as much conversational training as you have. If you don't believe me, consider having a meeting with an upper-class member or a recent alumna of any chapter, especially a woman who was involved in recruitment management. What you'll notice is your conversation switches gears to the personal level much faster than it does when you're speaking to someone without conversational training. Your meeting with the sorority alumna will only last 5 minutes, which both of you know and obviously expect. Someone else will be rotating in to excuse one of you in mere moments, but you both presume you'll probably see one another tomorrow or at least on campus next week. Chances are you two will find common ground and meaningful conversation very quickly. You'll find personal connections and similarities that will advance to a personal relationship. Does it necessarily have to be different with the young women you meet during recruitment? With prospective sisters who are ready for your conversation, those who listen for your cues, answer your questions thoughtfully, and ask insightful questions themselves, you'll be able to develop a friendship or at the very least a mutual respect. It's more likely you can ascertain a good idea about that woman's potential as a sister of your sorority very quickly and also have better conversation with her than a woman who doesn't have these skills. Now, imagine that during recruitment, you're able to get to know a woman better in a shorter amount of time, and she you. Further, imagine this is happening in a number of conversations in all of the chapters in your campus. Do you think more women will end up returning to chapters that are best for them? Do you think more women will end up receiving bids from the chapters that are right for them? Do you think that as a result of this, fewer women will drop out, deactivate, withdraw, depledge, or quit their new sororities? Do you think both retention rates and satisfaction levels will increase in your chapter, on your campus? I think yes. And if you want this for our system too, let's work together to develop our prospective members' abilities before they walk through our doors.